When you think of Disney, what comes to mind? Mickey Mouse, theme parks, sure. But what about Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars? Yep, all Disney. And for nearly 2 decades, one man was steering that massive ship, Bob Iger. Today, we're going to break down the key leadership lessons from his absolutely incredible ride at the top.
And this quote right here, it's basically the key to unlocking his entire mindset. This isn't about just keeping the business steady. No way. Iger's whole game is about making huge, bold moves. And that one idea is the engine behind some of the biggest deals Hollywood has ever seen.
And when he talks about creating greatness, this is what he's talking about. Under Iger, Disney didn't just get bigger. It literally swallowed entire creative universes whole. I mean, think about it. These weren't just simple business deals. They were massive bets that completely changed the entertainment landscape as we know it.
So what's his secret? How did he pull it off? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. We're going to start with the man himself, then dig into his core principles. We'll look at how his integrity guided some huge risks, uncover this wild strategy he calls the no trombone oil strategy, and then we'll wrap it all up with his actual playbook for greatness.
All right, first up, the man behind the magic. You gotta wonder, how does one person even begin to run a creative empire this massive? Well, it all starts way, way before most of us are even awake. Okay, Section 2, the foundation of success. See, for Iger, you can't lead a global company until you learn how to lead yourself. And for him, that all boils down to a few really powerful personal habits.
Yeah, you read that right. 4:15 in the morning. But look, this isn't just about being a workaholic. For Iger, that super quiet pre-dawn time, that's sacred. It's his time to think, to read, to exercise. It's basically the launch pad for his entire day. It's where the seeds for his biggest, boldest ideas get planted. And you can see how that personal discipline just bleeds right into his professional life. He's always fighting against this idea that good enough is, well, good enough. For Iger, this relentless pursuit of perfection, it's not about being flawless. It's about building the kind of work ethic that's required to create something truly, truly exceptional.
But, and this is so important, there's a critical balance here. Chasing perfection can't make you scared to fail. Iger is super clear about this. You can't innovate if you're just playing it safe. You have to be willing to risk failure if you want even a shot at real greatness. Okay, so let's see how these personal habits build into the core values that guide his toughest calls. This section is all about his compass, that crucial intersection between integrity and risk. And you want to see that commitment in action? Look no further than this. Back in 2018, the star of the hit show Roseanne posted some really offensive stuff online. Now that show was a money-making machine for Disney. Iger's response? He canceled it, just like that, the very same morning. It was this incredibly fast, bold move that shouted one thing loud and clear: values come before profit, period.
He even sent an email to his board making his stance totally clear. He said, demanding quality and integrity from everyone and everything is paramount. So for Iger, integrity isn't some fluffy nice-to-have on a corporate poster. No, it's the absolute bedrock of the entire Disney brand. All right, let's switch gears a bit to his practical business strategy. And it's got a pretty unforgettable name. Let's talk about the no trombone oil strategy. This is all about focusing your energy where it actually matters.
So trombone oil, what in the world is that? Well, it's a term he got from one of his mentors. Just think about it for a second. How much trombone oil does the world really need? Not a whole lot, right? The lesson is simple. Stop pouring your precious time, your energy, and your capital into these tiny projects that just don't have a big impact. And that's the fundamental difference, right? It's a choice. Are you making trombone oil or are you making big bets? The whole goal is to stop getting distracted by all the low-impact noise and to get laser-focused on the projects that are true game changers, the ones that really move the needle. So what do Iger's big bets look like in the real world? They look like this: buying Pixar, buying Marvel, buying Lucasfilm. I mean, these were absolutely gigantic, unbelievably complex deals that took years to get done, but they were the high-impact plays that completely redefined Disney's future. They are the polar opposite of trombone oil. Okay, let's head into our final section and see how all of this comes together into a really clear, repeatable plan. This is it, Iger's playbook for greatness. He really boils his whole leadership philosophy down to 3 key things. First up, optimism. You have to genuinely believe that the best outcome is possible. Second, keep your ego in check. Basically, don't let your own pride get in the way of a good idea from someone else. And third, and maybe most important, set strategic priorities. You need a super clear set of goals that guides every single decision you make.
And having that clear strategy just simplifies everything. When Iger took over as CEO, he laid out these 3 priorities for the whole company. And honestly, you can trace pretty much every major decision he ever made, from buying Marvel to launching Disney Plus to expanding in China, right back to this simple list. That second point, embracing technology, led to probably his boldest move ever. We're in the age of streaming, right? You've got these disruptors like Netflix completely changing the rules. So if you're a legacy giant like Disney, you're facing a huge threat. What do?
You innovate. And you do it even if it means competing with yourself. Iger's answer was Disney Plus. It was a massive, colossal risk that put him in direct competition with his own company's most profitable businesses. It was a clear, undeniable bet on the future, even if it hurt the present.
And that brings us right back to where we started, with that quote. The launch of Disney Plus is the ultimate example of his entire philosophy in action. He took a huge risk, he embraced technology, and he aimed for perfection, all to create something great on a global scale. It's his entire playbook wrapped up in one single, incredibly decisive move.
So, look, the takeaway from Iger's story, it's about a lot more than just running a company. It's really a challenge to all of us. Stop making trombone oil. Start thinking bigger. So my question for you is, what good enough path are you on right now? And what amazing possibility for greatness might you be missing out on?